Hey, gents, thank you for joining me on another episode of Mind Talk. Yeah, something just came to mind. Someone saw my little car and they made fun of it because it's small. Now, I did not buy my car, but first of all, I don't do things to impress people. Never have, never will, never been who I am. I always do things in my best interest. Oh, that's another talk right there. But anyway. Oh, I have a little car. It's a small little car. Now, I bought the little car because there's people being stupid in the parking lot. Anyway, I bought my little car for practical reasons. Gas is almost $6 a gallon. It did not make sense to buy a big car. So I bought me a nice little car. And to this day, $30 worth of gas lasts me 2 weeks. Now, the people who used to make fun of me with their big time cars, they spend $200 a week on gas. I saw them probably sometimes a year or 18 months later. They're driving a car smaller than mine. And I have to laugh to myself. See, this is what happens when you worry about trying to fit in or giving an impression. Now, I just reread an excerpt from Think and Grow Rich from the book, The Master Keys to Success. The first chapter of that book is I was always the type of person that didn't care about what people think. I always did what works for me. Anywho, in the book, Napoleon Hill, the first chapter, he spoke about a gentleman who got off the train looking like a bum, but in his mind, the gentleman had the thoughts of a king. Now, I read that in 10th grade, which would have been 1986, and that influenced me to this day. What I have, even though people say what you have is a reflection of you, that's not necessarily the case. Now, I was going to buy a Honda, a bigger car than what I have, but my sister had warned me that a lot of people are being robbed for their cars. So I decided not to get it. Now, I was not buying a Honda for the fashion statement everyone else used it for. I was buying a Honda because I could get 15 years out of it. So after paying the bank 5 years, I get another 10 out of it. So again, I was buying a Honda for its practical purpose. But anyway, even though I agree that certain things you have are a reflection of you, I don't allow what I have to affect who I am. Like Napoleon Hill says, even though you look like a bum, still possess thoughts of a king. That's what I cultivate, the thought of a king. Now, don't get me wrong now, my first car that I wanted a Porsche 911, because I saw one in person when I was 12 years old. I just passed the place where I saw it when I was 12. It changed my life. That was my whole focus in life, was getting the Porsche 11. I ended up getting the Boxer first, but that's another story. But that, and a Ferrari, Lamborghini, and a Maserati, those are my cars. I love them for the art of it, not for those statements or for social status, or so I could have it. That means I'm better than someone who doesn't have. I don't care about that. Whether I have $1 to my name or $1 million, I'm the same person. Excuse me. I'm still the same person. So, gentlemen, don't fall into that trap of where you're trying to impress people that you don't do what is in your best interest. Now, don't get me wrong. The Honda would have been a bigger car and a better car. But I run the risk of having it stolen or having it stolen from me at gunpoint. Because that was the thing back then when I was going to buy it back in 2010. Now, I bought a smaller car than the Honda. It served me very well. I had it for going on 8 years now. Betsy's running fine. It gets me to and fro. But anyway, gentlemen, you have to get to the point in your life where the only thing that matters to you is cultivating thoughts of a king, not having possessions of a king. Because in life can take away every single thing you have from you. I've been there. I've been there more times than I've got fingers and toes. At the end of the day, I was still me with nothing. I was still me. So even if you don't have anything, gentlemen, you're still you. And even if you do have, you don't need to buy anything to impress anyone. Like I was just telling my brother-in-law, all the cars I wanted to buy, I'm not buying that. I'm going globe trotting. And I'm taking my nieces and nephews with me too, so they can see the world. Instead of spending $70,000 on a car, we hop on the plane ticket on the plane and just circumnavigate the earth. To me, that's a better investment in the money. So I would keep my little Betsy and take, because I found the Porsche I wanted. There's one that's fully restored that's being sold for $70. There's one that's going to need some restoration. The guy's selling it for $10,000, and then there's rusty. So probably $10,000, a $20 investment for $30,000. I can get my Porsche, or I can take my family traveling. I'll take my family traveling and still drive my little Betsy. And for people who look at it, my car as a reflection of who I am, and thinking that I'm not quote unquote making it in life, I've already been around the world. Well, it'll be my second time. So I don't care about anyone's opinion. Now, of course, I care about commanding respect, but I don't care about opinion. Gentlemen, you got to get to the point in your life where you do not allow the opinion of others to influence you, influence your decisions, and cause you to put yourself in situations that are not in your best interest. Because I know people. I had a friend of mine who made fun of my car, and she had a Mercedes, and she has to go to McDonald's for food. Yeah, when I saw her, I tell her, hey, I cook my own food, and my Betsy still gets me around. I have food money left at the end of the day to cook food every single day, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, every day. I'd rather do that than have a fancy car and can't eat a decent meal. Anyway, gentlemen, I'm home. My thing is, make sure when you make decisions, it's for your own best interest. I'm not worrying about how people think or look or their opinion on what you're doing. Take care of your business for yourself. Take care of your own business. All right, gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Good night and goodbye.